Today we're talking about a steak that we've never cooked on the show before, a flat iron steak. Now, flat iron steaks haven't always been popular, but back in 1999, beef producers did a study to identify undervalued cuts. Turns out, people weren't cooking the flat iron, so they gave it some well-deserved PR. And today, Dan's gonna give this steak a proper test kitchen debut.
I'm so excited we're doing the flat iron. It's a great steak, and what's really interesting is it actually comes from the chuck. We don't get a lot of steaks from there.
No, it's really more for braising, like pot roast or stew meat.
Exactly, and those meats are nice because they have tons of beefy flavor, but they're usually pretty tough and they take a long time to cook. What's interesting is the flat iron has that great beefy flavor, but it's more tender, so we can cook it like a steak. We can actually do something really interesting with it, and that is smoke it.
All right, not many recipes out there smoke a steak. Usually you think of smoked food, you think of ribs or maybe even a brisket.
And those are really fatty cuts, and they can really hold up to a lot of smoke, but this is beefy enough and flavorful enough that we can really do it with this. And so I have 4 flat iron steaks. What I'm gonna do is transfer it over to this wire rack here, and you can see they have good marbling, all these nice little white patches in there. I'm gonna pat them dry. We don't want too much extra moisture on there. Now I'm gonna season them with a tablespoon of kosher salt. And that's gonna do a couple of things. One is it's gonna draw some moisture out to the surface of the steak. Within about 45 minutes, that moisture is gonna start going back in. So it's like a concentrated brine on the outside, and it's gonna keep them nice and juicy.
Now that looks like a lot of salt.
This is kosher salt, right? And so it doesn't pack as densely as table salt does. So if this were all table salt, that would be a lot. All right, so we're gonna set these aside, and they're gonna hang out for an hour. About 30 minutes into it, we can go and set our grill up, so it's not really wasted time. Next up, we're actually gonna work on a spice rub. So you have a ton of smoke flavor. It can really stand up to a lot of spice, and I'm gonna do it all in a coffee grinder that we've designated as a spice grinder.
Or else you'd have spicy coffee.
We could make a coffee rub, I guess, but we're not gonna do that today. So we've got 2 teaspoons of dried thyme here, a teaspoon of dried rosemary, 3/4 teaspoon of fennel seed.
One of my favorites.
Then we've got 1/2 teaspoon of black peppercorns, and 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes.
A little bit of heat.
A little bit of heat, not too much, but a little bit. I'm gonna do the spice grinder shake.
You're gonna shake it.
I'm gonna shake it. All right, give it a nice wrap on the counter, make sure that stuff falls in from the cap.
Ooh, that is nice. It's not like a spicy paste, it's like an herb rub.
That's right. So now we gotta focus on the smoke. We're gonna have a cup of wood chips here. This is hickory. You could use any other hardwood that you really like to smoke with. This is a 12 by 16 sheet of foil. I'm gonna make that rough 8 by 4.5 inch rectangle in the middle here as kind of my guide. So then just kind of fold this like a business letter, so you come up like that, and then another third over the top this way. And then I'm gonna come in and just do a couple folds on the side to bring it together. So the final thing we're gonna be very particular about with this wood packet is the slits that we make in it. So we're gonna do 2 2-inch slits in the top here. Airflow is everything when it comes to smoking. If this were an open packet, we'd have tons of air coming in and they would actually combust. They'd catch on fire. It's not the smoke that we're looking for. So this is just enough air coming in that they're gonna smolder. We're gonna get good smoke right away. It's gonna last through the whole cook.
All right.
We have a few more minutes on that, and then we'll head out to the grill.
Sounds good.
So Julia, this has been heating for about 30 minutes, and you can see the top of the coals, and this is 6 quarts of coals, has started to ash over, so it's time to dump it out. And I'm actually gonna dump it on just half of the grill, so we're gonna make a pretty hot fire setup.
Half grill fire, we call it.
Exactly. So we have our 1 cup of wood chips that we wrapped in our nice, perfect little foil packet. So that's gonna go right on top of the hot coals. And then the grate goes on top. We're gonna pop on the lid. We're gonna let this heat for about 5 minutes. It's gonna heat up those grates so they're a lot easier to clean.
Ooh, it smells good.
It does smell good. So just use my grill brush and go back and forth. And then I've got a wad of paper towels here. I'm gonna use this oil to really make it nice and non-stick. So now it's time for our lovely steaks. So we have our beautiful spice blend that we made inside. We're gonna put on half on the top side here. So try and get a nice even sprinkle.
Do you test for the wind before you sprinkle?
Yes, you have to. So I'm gonna use my fingers and just press that rub right into the meat.
Help it adhere.
Exactly, we want it to stick really nicely. And to that end, we're also gonna use a little bit of nonstick cooking spray. It's also gonna help these spices bloom in the heat of the grill. Flip it over and we'll do the same on the second side. Now we can get them on the grill. We're gonna cook these pretty traditionally over the hot side. We're not doing a slow and low method like we do with barbecue.
So they're gonna cook through pretty quickly.
They will, yep. And so you want to put any thinner parts can go over the foil packet. It's going to be a little bit cooler right there. Would you mind passing me those lemons? Those are going to go on too. So some nice grilled lemons are going to add so much to this.
Oh, grilled lemons are one of my favorite. Whenever you have a grill, just throw a couple lemons on there. Makes the best vinaigrettes.
Okay, so our lid goes on, and it's really important to make sure that this vent is over the charcoal and the smoke. It's gonna really pull it up and really flavor the steaks nicely. So we're gonna cook these in this way about 4 to 6 minutes aside. We're gonna flip halfway through. We're also gonna knock those lemons over on the other side so they get really good flavor. We're looking for about 130 degrees internal temperature.
All right. So for most steaks, cooking to 120 or 125, that's medium rare, will give you the juiciest, most tender results. But there are a few exceptions, including flank steak, steak tips, and of course, the flat iron steak. It all comes down to muscle fibers. Cuts like a filet mignon have relatively thin muscle fibers, while a flat iron steak has wider, longer muscle fibers. When you cook a steak, the muscle fibers in the beef shrink in width, resulting in a separation that makes them easier to chew. For the thin fibered filet mignon, the amount of shrinking and tenderizing that occurs at 125 degrees is sufficient. For the wider, longer muscle fibers of the flat iron steak, you need to cook it a little longer so they shrink further before they're acceptably tender. A flat iron steak hits its sweet spot between 130 and 135 degrees.
So the steaks have been cooking for about 12 minutes total.
It's really smoking.
It is, right? I flipped them halfway through.
Ooh.
Those are looking good. So I'm gonna look for about 130 to 135 degrees here. Perfect. I'm gonna transfer my steaks over to our wire rack here. Oh, those look good.
Mm-hmm.
And we cannot forget the nice grilled lemons. And just look at those. So I'm gonna tent our steaks with foil here. Let's bring them inside and we're close to eating.
Sounds good.
So these guys have rested for about 10 minutes, and that's important to let them rest. We cook them to a slightly higher temperature, that 130, 135. We wanna let them rest long enough that the juices stay in the meat. Very, very important. You ready to take a look?
Yeah.
See what we got here?
Oh, they're beautiful.
All right, so let's pop one of these over here.
Now, usually when we slice steak, we're very careful to slice it against the grain, but I have to say it's kind of hard to see on this guy.
It's a little bit hard to see. You really do want to find it on these steaks because they're cut from the shoulder. They're not quite as tender as, say, a ribeye. So you want to find that, and we're going to slice really thin across the grain there.
That is cooked perfectly.
That's beautiful. Would you like a squeeze of grilled lemon?
I love grilled lemons.
I know, aren't they the best?
It's beefy, then it's smoky, and then you get the herb rub and the lemon juice. Oh, what a nice combination of flavors. This is as tender as, I'd say, a New York strip steak.
And it does have the beefiness of the cuts that we find in the shoulder, but the tenderness of a steak.
A great debut.
Thank you very much.
This flat iron steak recipe starts by seasoning the meat with salt and letting it sit for an hour. Set up a very hot grill, add a wood chip packet for smoke, and rub the steaks with a homemade herb peppercorn rub. Cook the steaks right over the coals until they register 130 degrees. Serve with lemon wedges, and there you have it. From America's Test Kitchen to your kitchen, our very first recipe for grill-smoked, herb-rubbed flat iron steaks. Thanks for watching America's Test Kitchen. What'd you think?
Well, leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or you can just say hello.
You can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
I'll see you later.